Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a new day. I don't know about y'all, but I feel a little bit refreshed. The weekend was crazy. I did something different that I haven't done in about 2 years. I went to church yesterday and it was amazing. So I'm going to get that back into my routine because previously church was my refuge. So after a hard week and just life and going through everything, I found comfort in going to church on Sunday. So I'm going to start doing that back again, going to church on Sundays. And let me just say that some of the things that I do with some of my clients on a weekly basis, it really takes an emotional toll on me, and that's how I get my cup filled. I go to church, and I used to go to church on Sundays and Wednesdays because it was greatly needed. I don't know if I'm going to do Wednesdays yet, y'all, but definitely on Sundays. Sundays is definitely in the forecast. But good morning. How are you guys? I hope you are having a wonderful day already. If you're up, if you're not up, when you get up, have a good day. The sun is not shining, but as you can see, I'm still bright as ever. So I'm not sun-kissed today, but I will be because it's supposed to be like 91 degrees today, y'all. It's going to be super hot. So make sure you hydrate. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Get in enough fluid so that you are hydrated. But on to today's topic. So my topic, like I have a process. There's a method to the madness. Stuff is mapped out for the most part, but sometimes I just get a feeling to just go off the grid and do something else, and that's what happened today. So today is not about what I had previously scheduled, and some of these things, like I said, is scheduled, and then I hear things and I see things, and I'm just really observant of my surroundings and the people around me because I love relationships. I love happy, whole, healthy, loving relationships. Oh, look, there go the sun, y'all. How can you not have a good day with that sun? So, it's gonna blind me though. I probably should put some sunglasses on because y'all know I'm in my car. I'm in my car as always. But anyway, after observing a couple of things over the last couple of days, I felt compelled to talk about it, right? So we're going to talk about cheating 101 today. I don't even know why I said cheating 101. I was really going to say the art of cheating, the rules of cheating. Cheating is subjective. How about we go with all of that because all of those things matter, right? So we're going to start with cheating is subjective. And I want to talk about how cheating is subjective because over the last 2 to 3 days, I've witnessed people say, he told her she was beautiful, he cheated on me, right? So I'm like, to me, because y'all heard me just say cheating is subjective, and cheating is in the perspective of the person who feels like they're being cheated on, okay? So what I say, and you know what, actually, Our Rules, Our Way is a perfect example of this because what I think is cheating, you may not think is cheating. What you think is cheating, I may not think is cheating, and vice versa, and so on and so on and so on. And in this particular case that I'm talking about, it was a girl and a guy. They were contemplating getting married, and the guy said one of the problems with their relationship was cheating. And when asked about the cheating, the girl said, well, he saw this woman, or he commented on this woman's page, social media. Social media will get us every time, but social media. And he said, "You're so beautiful." You're so beautiful. And so the girlfriend said that he was cheating because he told another woman that she was so beautiful. Now, me personally, don't nobody send no daggers through the phone in my heart. Don't be shooting me no evil eyes, or if you're just listening on the podcast, don't be wishing bad things upon me. But for me, in my opinion, my subjectiveness, my perception, he wasn't cheating. He gave a woman a compliment. But I cannot tell this girl that he wasn't cheating. Now, I hope her friends and family, have a conversation with her. Or I hope she gets to a place. You know what? I'm not even going to say that, because I was getting ready to say, I hope she gets to a place where she's not insecure. But I don't know the girl. I haven't talked to the girl, so I cannot just assume that she's insecure. It's just, who knows what it is. It could be how she was raised. It could be how she was taught. It could be what she has seen. It could be her perception of the world. So I cannot say that. I can't say that. I will be very judgy if I said that, and I don't want to be judgy, because my role is not to judge anyone, it's to remain neutral. Some people's definition of cheating is inappropriate conversations. Some people's definition of cheating is physical cheating. Some people's definition of cheating is just conversations, period, especially if it becomes emotional. That turns into, because there's physical cheating, there's emotional cheating. So you have to be mindful and cognitive of what somebody else's definition of cheating is. And when you go into these relationships and you meet people and y'all sitting at y'all first date having dinner, or you're on the phone for 6 hours, because it happens, right? Even though we're in 2021, there is still it still happens, right? When we meet somebody and we get those butterflies and we feel like, oh, they're our soulmate, they're the best person for us, like, oh my God, where has this person been all my life? And we get on the phone with them and we stay on the phone for at minimum 3 hours, right? And we're talking, we're chatting about everything. Cheating needs to be a part of that conversation. Cheating needs to be a part of those initial conversations, because everybody needs to know the rules of engagement. Everybody needs to know what the other person who they are potentially going to be dating and be in a relationship with need to know ahead of time what that person's perception of cheating is. Right? And sorry, y'all, got to change hands. I got my heat on because I had the defrost on in the car, and now I'm burning up, so now I got to turn on some air. My windows are defrosted now. So, rules of engagement. First couple of dates or first couple of times talking, we need to know what the other person's perception of cheating is. So it needs to be in those initial conversations. Perfect example. And this is a real life situation. This is a situation of discussing what cheating is, communicating what cheating is, having some things done, misunderstandings, and then communication to understand what just happened, right? So I know I said a lot. Y'all catch it later when you watch the replay, because I know you're going to watch the replay. But anyway, so this is real life, okay? And it's actually my situation. This really happened to me. So I was talking to this guy. We started talking, and because I include cheating in my part, in my initial conversation, because I need you to know what I think is cheating. And we're going to go into that a little bit later, but for the purpose of right now, I'm going to tell you the story. So I said, inappropriate conversation is cheating to me. So now we have to dig a little deeper and decide at some point what inappropriate conversation is, right? But my definition, my perception, inappropriate conversation is cheating. I said to this guy, you are a flirt. You flirt, you're flirtatious, you always flirting with people. And they were like, no, I'm not a flirt, I'm not a flirt, I'm not a flirt. And I'm like, yes you are. They was like, nope, I'm not a flirt. I'm like, yes you are, and it's okay. I just need to know ahead of time what I'm dealing with, right? So he goes on and on and on about him not being a flirt. So, okay, this ain't what you do. You understand that I think inappropriate conversations is a form of cheating to me. So we get past that, right? So we start, this is October, 4 months later. 4 months later, we're sitting there and we have company, and I say his phone was sitting on the table in front of me. And you know, a text message comes up, and you know, when our phones, a message come up, it pops up on the screen. Whether it's locked or not, it pops up. It popped up on the screen. It was a picture. And I'm like, okay. And then a few minutes later, it popped up again, and it was another picture. And I'm like, huh. Now, I will also tell you guys this. I have this little thing inside of me called discernment. We all have it. Now, depending on how strong it is in you, I don't know. But something was telling me something's not right. And okay, so let me backtrack. Before I saw the pictures, I was already thinking that something wasn't right. I felt weird, right? I felt like, I don't know. I'm not okay with what's happening, right? So, and then the pictures popped up. So then I'm like, okay. So then, at this point, I have the like, first of all, let me just say this. Everybody has a password to my phone. My phone is only locked, so my little people can't get in my phone. But everybody knows the password to my phone. My coworkers, my friends, my husband, like, I don't care. Everybody knows the password to my phone. And I'll just say this. If you think that people are predictable, then maybe, and you could probably figure it out. But everybody knows the password, right? I don't hide my password. So at this point in time, I knew his password as well. It's something that we share because it's like, well, we don't have nothing to hide. So I picked up the phone, I put in his password, I go to the pictures, and I'm just like, huh, okay. And so it was a comment with the pictures that I felt was a little inappropriate. But I didn't get too mad because I'm like, you know what? Maybe they don't know that he is now in a relationship, right? And let me be clear. It wasn't no inappropriate pictures. The pictures weren't inappropriate at all. The first picture was a picture of the girl herself, and then the second picture was a picture of her and the kids. So it wasn't like it was just, it wasn't dirty pictures. It wasn't inappropriate pictures. It was just weird, right? Like, why is this person out of the blue sending you pictures? Especially pictures of herself first. Now, I can understand sending a picture of the kids because, come to find out, it was her and his kids in the picture. But, or one of his kids and one of her kids, I don't know. But my point is, at this point, you reminiscing. So, one of the messages was inappropriate. So, I saw it and I had an attitude for the rest of the day, you know, and I didn't say anything. I kind of left it alone, but I had an attitude, right? So from the next couple of hours, I had a bad attitude. I didn't say anything because we had company also. So, matter of fact, I can tell you exactly when it was. It was a fight night. We had bought a fight and we had company, and the phone kept dinging, and he was downstairs I don't know what he was doing downstairs in the basement. I think he was playing pool or something. I don't know. But the phone kept dinging, so I looked at it. So I had attitude the rest of the night, but like I said, we had company, so I didn't say anything because that's another thing, and we'll talk about it later on, fighting in front of company. I don't do that. We not going to have a knockdown, drag-out fight in front of company. So, or well, not even a disagreement or argument. So I didn't say anything. And then so after company left later on that night, I was like, you know what? I don't feel right. Something ain't right. So I went back and I opened up the phone again. And this time, I just went through all the messages. And all I see is these women's names. And so I read probably 1, 2, 3, 4 of the conversations between these women. And it was inappropriate conversations, y'all. It was like, yeah, you know, I think one woman was saying something to the effect of, she was walking around naked. And then he was like, well, if you walk around naked around me, then it's going down. One of the comments was, I think she said something about moving to another state, and then he was like, oh yeah, I'll move to another state, and you don't have to do this, and you don't have to do that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, I went off. To me, that was very inappropriate. And after I went off, we had a huge blow up, a big argument. And then if I'm not mistaken, I think he probably ended up storming out the house and was gone for a couple of hours, and which was okay, because he was mad. And he was, of course, let me tell y'all, he was mad because I went through his phone. That's why he was mad. He wasn't mad because I was mad. He was mad because I went through his phone. Well, in going through his phone, and I saw these messages, so I'm like, okay. So after a couple of days, we talked about it. And I said to him, these conversations are inappropriate. And he says, why? I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking crazy. Like, I don't mean none of it. Well, that, y'all, bothered me even more, because my thing is, if you talking shit and you talking crazy to somebody, you playing with people's feelings. Because you might be thinking that, and this is exactly what I told him, you might be thinking that you just playing, or you talking crazy and being funny, and it's not that serious, it's not that deep. But if you're telling women that you would take them down and you would move with them, and and all these other things, and I didn't tell y'all all of the conversation, obviously, but if you're telling women these things and they really like you, and then you be like, or then you never follow through, or like, my thing is, you're playing with their emotions, and don't play with their emotions. Because why? Don't give them false hope, because those conversations make them think, oh, well, I can, I got a chance. Well, first of all, do these people even know that you got a whole situation? First of all. Second of all, my second problem is, if they know you have a whole situation, then they just as wrong as you are. But most importantly, you're wrong because you are, in my opinion, you're leading these people on. Because if you're telling me these are things that you're just saying because you talking shit, and you have no intentions on doing it or going through or following through, then you shouldn't be playing with them like that. So then he says, well, I'm just talking shit. I'm like, talking shit? No, you're flirting with them, you're encouraging them. Like, that's what I just said, and I told you in the beginning that I had a problem with it. So then he says, but I'm not flirting, I'm talking shit. And I'm like, at this point, you're trying to play mind games with me. Like, so after we sat down and had a conversation, I found out that I'm not going to tell all of his business, but at some point it was discovered that his definition of flirting and my definition of flirting were totally different. And it was basically not necessarily the definition of flirting. It was the use of the word flirtatious, flirting, whatever. So then I actually learned something, that again, people define things differently. People don't like certain words being used to describe them, just like some people don't like being called a bitch. Some people don't like a woman. Some women don't like being called bitches. Some men don't like being called boys. And in this particular case, he did not like to be called or referred to as flirty or flirtatious. But he did agree that he was talking shit. Okay, so if you want to use the word talking shit, we can use the word talking shit. So to get to the bottom of this, we discovered that he feels like talking shit is okay, because you just talking shit, right? And there's an extended definition. Especially if you've been talking shit to a person, or that's how you talk to a person, and then you meet somebody else, that you and that person's conversation will be the same. It won't change. Well, I don't agree with that, because if I did talk to somebody like that and then I got in a situation, my conversations need to change. And my whole thing is, my final definition, or here's the best way to describe how I feel about inappropriate conversations, right? A conversation is inappropriate if you cannot have that very same conversation while I'm there and while I'm gone. So if I'm talking to one of my guy friends, I should be able to say whatever I want to say while you're sitting there and while you're gone. If I have to limit our conversation, or if I'm talking shit, as he like to put it, and I can't do that while you're sitting there, then it's inappropriate. Not to say we always have to talk in front of you, because we don't. But if I have to hide what I'm saying, it's inappropriate conversation. So we got through that, and we discussed it, and we got clarification from each other about what our definitions were, how we felt about stuff, and we're okay now. But back to the topic at hand. Everybody's definition of cheating is different. And so the whole point of this is just to make sure that when we talk about cheating, when we talk about what cheating is to us, we have to make sure that people know. We have to make sure that people know what cheating is. We have to make sure that we define it properly. We have to make sure that there is a clear understanding, so that when things do come up, they can be handled accordingly and they're not taken out of proportion. Now, I do think that the comment that I told you guys about when I first started this segment was, the girl said he told somebody she was beautiful and she felt like that was cheating. In my opinion, and I'm going to give you a little bit, I'm not a snippet, I'm not going to give you a lot, but some of you may know, some of you may not. Y'all probably gonna have a field day with this one. I don't necessarily believe in monogamy, but I accept it and I can have a monogamous relationship. This is why. I believe that we are all human. Everybody, of course, I guess, believes that we're all human. But I believe that we're cosmic beings. I believe that we're drawn to other people. And I feel like there's a false sense of relationship when people get into relationships, and it's fueled by insecurity, jealousy, whatever we've been taught, right? So we go into these relationships with the expectation of, my husband, my boyfriend, my husband, whatever, bet not look at nobody else. My wife, my girlfriend, whatever, bet not look at nobody else. And so then we have these things happen, and it's like, that's not normal. Like, that doesn't make any sense, because we're all human at the end of the day. We all have eyeballs. I would prefer to be with my boyfriend, my husband, whatever. If you see somebody that you think looks nice, you can give them a compliment. If you see somebody and you feel like, they got nice eyes, they got a nice butt, they got nice hips, thighs, breasts, whatever. If you feel that, you just say it. To me, for me, in my relationship, just say it. I don't want you to suppress that, because I'm not crazy, right? So then you see all these videos or these things where people are like in the mall, and the guy, somebody walk past and the guy do a double take, and then their girlfriend, wife, whatever, is like, oh my God, why are you looking at her? Because she is beautiful and she ran past. And I was like, oh my, it's like, that's not okay. That's not normal. Well, it is normal, because people have eyeballs, right? So I know when you get married, a lot of times people say, this is the only person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And that's cool if that's what you want to say. However, you're still human. You still are drawn to people. You still can be attracted to another person. Just because you're in a serious relationship or you're married does not mean you're not attracted to other people. It's the act of that attraction that becomes a problem. But the attraction itself should not be a problem. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, because I don't have anything else to say. Well, I do have a lot more to say, but I have some I'm gonna leave you with this, and then we will talk about it again. How about we just say it's cheating part 1, and I will definitely come back to it. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts, comments, concerns. You're more than welcome to drop your comments. If you're watching it on YouTube, you are more than welcome to drop your comments on the, under the video where you can comment. If you're listening on the podcast, please send me a message. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and drop me a DM, or you're more than welcome to email me at catcoaches@gmail.com. And y'all, let me tell y'all something else, because I know how petty and judgmental y'all are. So if y'all say, oh my God, she don't have first of all, I do have a business email. I have a whole website. I just don't like to use it because it's too much. And so just use my Cat Coaches Gmail. If there's any questions, comments, concerns you want answered, you are more than welcome to send those in. They will be discussed anonymously. Although I will send you a reply back, I'll answer them. So if you're watching the video on YouTube, make sure you like it, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it. If you are listening to just strictly the podcast, you can still share that too. Share it, like it, so that you know every time a video or a podcast or an episode is uploaded, you get the notification. And other than that, I'm going to say I bid you all adieu. I felt like this cheating conversation is warranted. And I hope to get you guys' feedback from it and your thoughts on cheating. As a matter of fact, that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to send me an email, catcoaches@gmail.com, or go to one of my social medias. Facebook is under Catherine Eileen. Instagram is under Cat Coaches. You can find me. If you're on the video, just drop a comment. Let me know what your definition of cheating is. I want to know how you define cheating. And then we'll talk about you guys' comments and what you guys think about cheating when we do cheating part 2. That's what I want you to do. Okay. So please, please, please send me a comment. Let me know your definition of cheating. I'm going to put it in the Relationship Rules Facebook page so I can get their comments, and we're going to have a conversation and we're going to talk about it. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, please let me know. Send that in the email also, catcoaches@gmail.com. Regardless of what you want to talk about, whether it's marriage, dating, co-workers, work, any kind of relationships, whatever. Send me your information. Let me know you want to be a guest and what you want to talk about. I will get you on, because we are going to be moving to great things. So, and just like I have a voice, you have a voice, and what everybody has to say is important. Everybody's story is important. And if I can help get your story out there that will help somebody else, then by all means, let's do it. So with that being said, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope that you all have a wonderful day today. Make somebody smile today. Give somebody a compliment. Pay it forward. Buy somebody a drink in line at Starbucks or McDonald's or wherever you go. Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know. But anyway, it was so good to chat with you guys this morning as we talk about cheating part 1. Cheating part 2 will be coming up Cheating part 2 will be coming up real soon. But other than that, have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. You all are in my thoughts and my prayers. And with that, I will say bye. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.